say that it feels right.
Hey guys, welcome back for another Clash Royale video. So in today's video we will have FF on our channel, and he will be sharing how he got to 8k with this minor mortar bait deck. And this time around we do have the Skellies as well as the Fire Spirit, so making it a cycling version of mortar bait. You can put it that way. And of course you still have the two main units being the minion horde as well as the cannon cart. So yeah, before the video starts, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss out any future videos, and don't forget to follow FF as well. And without further ado, let's jump right into our first replay. Okay, starting off our video with a hard matchup, which is Lava Clone. Because you don't really have much except you have the Fire Spirits, Minion Horde, and Fireball. That's basically all you have against air. And now he's going to pressure opposite lane with Mortar. Meanwhile, Lucas will Lava at the back. And now he's going to pressure with Miner as well as Skellies. Bats to support as well as Lumberjack, and Clone comes down. This is what I was talking about. It's really impossible to stop any of the pushes. And as you can see, both of the players tower traded. So the opponent didn't have the Fireball, or else they would have played it. And now Cannon Cart is played. Fire Spirit came down as well. Lucas know that he will try to predict something, but he didn't knew FF would have gone for the Fire Spirits. So that was a very nice heads up play. Now Lucas just Lava at the back once again. So like I said, it's really impossible to defend, so FF just tried to go in with Mortar opposite lane. And now the opponent is going to do the same thing again, playing everything and then clone and rely onto the minion horde. And FF will rely onto the minion horde to clean up, which he does, but the flying machine comes down and that will change everything soon. So he's not committing to the Fire Spirits to defend against the flying machine. He rather to save the elixir to have it on offense, maybe. And now the second tower would most likely fall for FF, so he'll try to go in on the King Tower. Lucas will try to go in on the King Tower as well. And now Mortar is set up. Baby D is played by Lucas. Fire Spirit once again hitting the bats, and the Minion Horde onto the Baby D. Fireball comes down for the Minion Horde, but it's too slow. Cannon Cart is locked down to the tower as well as the Miner. Lock comes down for the Skellies. Now Skeletons are played just to cycle. Fire Spirit is played at the back as well. Minion Horde to try to DPS down the Lava Hound. Miner to tank. Clone comes down, and yeah, the Baby D is shredding everything. And like I said, I'm gonna say this a lot. It's really impossible to defend against Lava Clone pushes. So of course he was to try. Minion Horde comes down for the Baby D as well as the Lumberjack. The best thing you can do is to tower trade, which is what FF is doing now. A prediction lock comes down, which will hit most of the Skeletons. And now the Baby D will finish off the Minion Horde, unfortunately. And Lucas will spend elixir on the flying machine as well. And take a look at both sides King Tower. FF does have the lead. So Minion Horde comes down, cleaning up the Lumberjack as well as the bats and Cannon Cart. And Fire Spirit, well, the Fire Spirit came in clutch right there, and Miner onto the tower, and yeah, that's basically GG, beating a very hard matchup being Lava Clone. So yeah, very nice game by FF. Okay, on to our second game against Graveyard Freeze, Slpashyard Freeze. Now it's gonna start off the game with the Fire Spirits, which will jump onto the Baby D. Skeletons will soak up 2 hits from the Baby D, and Mortar is played. Bowler comes down in response. Pretty sure that they will play Minion Horde, and NATO comes down so that FF can support it with a Miner or something like that. I don't think this is an easy matchup as well, because the opponent has freeze, but I'm not too sure. I'm not FF, Miner will get responded by the Valkyrie. That's probably gonna play the cannon card, or yep, he's gonna play the cannon card. Now Inferno D is played, just snipe down the cannon card and skeletons to tank so that the opponent has to spend more elixir on it. Zappies are played, and the cannon card will finish off most of the Zappies. Fireball comes down so that the opponent can't have a push going. The opponent might went in with a Graveyard or something like that, so yeah, FF didn't want that to happen, so he fireballed. And the opponent's just gonna play a Baby D at the back. Mortar is played opposite lane to force out response. Bowler once again, and Minahot is once again nadoed. But this time we do have the elixir for the miner, and 1 minute actually survived, which will get a lot of damage onto the tower. A really late Inferno D has to come down, but that's just a waste, I'd say, because FF could easily play skeletons to distract, and then at the same time cycle back to another mortar. But it's gonna play the cannon card and Fire Spirit to support, which will get answered by the Valkyrie. And he will play a Minihort and a Miner. Okay, that Miner was to predict the Baby D. It actually succeeded, but yeah, there was too much troops on the field, so yeah. And the opponent's gonna play a Bowler at the back, and Mortar once again comes down from FF. And Mortar will lock onto the tower. Oh, the opponent plays a freeze. Now Minihawk comes down once again. The opponent played a Baby D. This time FF doesn't support it with a Miner because there's a Bowler obviously. And the opponent will try to go in with Graveyard, but the opponent doesn't have freeze though. Fireball comes down for the Bowler as well as the Baby D. The Bowler will get 2 shots onto the tower and making the cannon card turn into the cannon form, which is a little bit unfortunate. And FF will start to apply pressure with Miner as well as the Minihort. Fire Spirit to get more damage potentially, but the opponent plays a freeze, which is a little bit frustrating. But FF just decides to reset, and so as the opponent. They both played a cannon card as well as a Bowler at the back. Zappies to distract the Mortar a little bit. Meanwhile, the Minihort is played because Baby D is locked onto the Mortar, and the cannon card will finish off the Bowler. And now FF is sitting on full elixir, which tries to go in with Miner once again, and this time the opponent's gonna ignore it because there was a Inferno D at the back. Now Bowler is played once again. Cannon card comes down to try to DPS down the Bowler. Now Baby D is played again. So FF is not going in with a Minihort or something like that because the opponent has the NATO. And Skeletons are played. Mortar to tank for the Baby D. And now just a simple log as well as Fire Spirits to clean up the Skellies. Now there's only 600 HP left on the opponent's tower. Minihort is played and the Miner to apply pressure again. This time he plays an inside Miner. The opponent didn't expect it because they went in with a Valkyrie. Could have activated King, but yeah, it's too late. It's fireball range now, and yeah, FS just gonna win the game with the fireball. So yeah, very nice game against Graveyard. I mean Slpashyard freeze. On to our next game against Viiper. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Viiper is. Okay, FF is gonna play only Skeletons and Log and the Fire Spirit against the Hawk, which the Hawk actually managed to get a shot. Yeah, that wasn't the start he wanted. Miner will get answered by the Goblins potentially, or yes. Now Ice Spirit to force out some response by FF. He's gonna play a cannon counter to the Goblins, which will get counter push as well. Mortar to pressure. He played a Mortar there so that the Executioner couldn't get the placement down. But I'm curious to see how he will defend against this Hawk push though, because he only has Minihort. Okay, Fireball comes down as well as the Fire Spirits and a log. So yeah, that was a nice defense right there. And both players are chilling right now. FF is gonna cycle Skeletons at the back. And Mortar once again. Okay, Rocket comes down though. Okay, okay. Probably Viper thought FF would have gone for prediction Mini-Horde or something like that, so he went in with Rocket. Now FF is just up Elixir and decides to play Cannon Cart at the back. Valkyrie comes down at the back. And now he's gonna play Fire Spirits to anticipating the Goblins, but of course Viper wouldn't play it. The Lock comes down as well. Viper will go in on the opposite lane with Hawk, which will get pulled by the Mortar. And Goblins to activate King, which actually didn't succeed it. Which actually did succeed, and yeah, the Cannon Cart for the Goblins. Was close though. Fire Spirits to apply pressure, and Lock comes down for the Ice Spirit. Now Mortar to pull in the Hawk once again. Second Cannon Cart comes down. And a Rocket is split onto the Cannon Cart, which will connect. But the Mortar is locked onto the tower, and now Mini-Horde as well as the Miner try to predict the XC. Now Ice Spirit and NATO for the minions. Valkyrie to tank. Unfortunately, Viper has to spend Elixir on that, or else the 2 minions would have gone damage onto the tower. Now Cannon Cart comes down for the Valkyrie. Is he gonna try to Mortar though? Yes, he will. Hawk comes down as well as the XC. This was what I was talking about when FF played the first Mortar in the middle. Now a Cannon Cart comes down once again. He didn't want to let Viper has the rocket value, so he played in front of the tower in the middle. And now Mini-Horde onto the Valkyrie as well as the Miner. Goblins will respond to the Miner nicely. And now a NATO is played. But the minions actually got a couple shots, and the Mortar is locked onto the tower. And the XC is locked onto the Cannon Cart, which is very good for FF right now. Skeletons to distract the Ice Spirit. Goblins to distract the Mortar. And Valkyrie is played as well. So FF is on the offense right now. He's having the pressure. And now Fire Spirits to deny the Goblins by Viper. And decides to play a lot because he didn't have it in cycle. Now Cannon Cart will finish off the Executioner and go on offense on the left lane. Skeletons to pull in the Goblins. And now his second Mortar comes down. And XC is played, and now Miner onto the tower. Fireball comes down for the XC. NATO is played. And the Goblins to reset the Miner. So yeah, it's actually pretty close. Because FF is defending and attacking at the same time with the Mortar. And now another Miner comes down, which will get responded by the Goblins once again. NATO to pull away the Cannon Cart by Viper, lock onto the Valkyrie as well as the Goblins. Mini-Horde comes down and Miner to predict the XC but failed. Cannon Cart to snipe the XC and lock for the Goblins. So Valkyrie is played onto the Cannon Cart once again. XC to predict the Mortar or something like that. And yeah, there's only 10 seconds left. So yeah, FF was doing a great job at applying pressure so that Viper couldn't go in with something like Rocket Cycle. So yeah, very nice game against Viper. Okay, on to our next game against another popular matchup, which is Egaint against Jonah. Fire Spirits at the bridge once again, which will get answered by the Bomber. Now Miner onto the right side, and Jonah just decides to ignore it and plays a Egaint at the back. Mortar is set up by FF. Okay, Jonah is holding on to the lightning, and he's just gonna lightning the Mortar away. And Cannon Cart comes down. Lock comes down as well to buy some time for the Cannon Cart. DPS down the Egaint. Mortar to pull the Egaint because, like I said, this is a cycle variant of minor Mortar Bait. So yeah, he's back to another Mortar, and Mortar actually managed to get a shot. Now a cage to tank for a Cannon Cart. And Mini-Horde is played. onto the Brawler as well as the Inferno D. But Jonah has a Mother Witch, and FF didn't went in with a prediction mine or something like that. Instead, he went in with a Fireball, which forced out a Bomber. So yeah, that was a pretty nice trade by FF. Fire Spirits at the bridge once again, just to pressure a little bit, and Jonah decides to ignore it once again. So he's gonna do the same thing again with Egaint at the back. And pretty sure FF's just gonna mortar once again, yep. Because that's basically how you have what you need to do to beat Egaint. And Infinity comes down to snipe away the mortar. And the Minihawk comes down for the Inferno D. NATO is pulling everything to the Electro Giant's that electricity range. Now Miner to apply pressure on the opposite lane, together with the Fire Spirits, which will get answered again by the Bomber. But the Miner still got a lot of damage, and as well as the Lock. Cannon Card to apply pressure to force out something. And yeah, the Dark Prince will get shredded by the Minihawk, and NATO is played. Miner to tank for the Minihawk, and the Egaint actually went for the cannon card. Went for the cannon for a second there, but the minions will actually get a lot of damage as the Miner as well, because Miner was tanking for it. Now the lightning will actually hit the mortar, but the cannon card is still vibing right there. And Fireball came down for the Mother Witch as well as the Bomber. Scatter support the Dark Prince. So yeah, he was doing a pretty great job at mitigating damage. NATO for the last attempt. So yeah, Jonah tried to NATO the cannon card close to the tower so that Dark Prince would have splashed onto it. Now Miner as well as the Fireball will take the dub, and yeah, very nice game against Egaint. Okay, we're back to another Pekka replay, and the opponent is playing Pekka Bridgeman as well, but the opponent has the minion as well as the poison variation. And he's gonna use the bandit to soak up the Fire Spirits, and Miner to tank for the bandit. He didn't went for the skeletons because the opponent might have zap, and the opponent might try to predict, and Fireball comes out for the minion. The opponent applies pressure the right way. Skeletons will get zapped most probably, but yeah, one of the buffs got a swing on the tower, but yeah, the cannon card was doing a fine job. And still the monster response out of the opponent. A Lock comes down for the ghost, and yeah. So that's the one annoying thing about ghosts, that when they survive with a slip of health, you still have to respond to it. But yeah, you want FF would have responded to it anyway because the opponent played a bandit, and the opponent's applying pressure again with the Battle Ram as well as the minions. Skeletons to pull, Lock comes down, and the Fire Spirit to clean off the bobs. So both players are resetting right now, and FF might try to go in with a mortar on the right lane. Instead, it's just gonna play a Miner because the opponent played a ghost. The opponent is cycling stuff at the back. Minions will get answered by the Fireball. Unfortunately though, the mortar isn't locked onto the tower. Skeletons to distract bandit, and okay, FF didn't have lock, so he let the Battle Ram connect onto the tower. But he does have he's gonna play a Miner to predict the roller ghost, which he played it a little bit earlier. He played it a little bit early, so Fireball comes down for the minions and the bandit. But he misses though. He misses both the minions. Both one of the minions and the bandit, and mortar is set once again, which will get some damage. The opponent didn't try to distract it with a Battle Ram or even something like that. Instead, the opponent is gonna make a dual lane pressure. Minihawk comes down for the Pekka, and most likely Fireball will come down for the Battle Ram as well, and a Lock, and he's gonna let the Bubs do their thing. And he's just gonna ignore the Bubs and set up another mortar. The opponent this time doesn't let it connect onto the tower again. Minotaur comes down for the battle ram. And yeah, the mortar will actually finish off the rogue ghost, which is pretty good. And the skeletons will distract the minions. Cannon kite split in the middle. Fire spirit cycle back to another mortar. Now the opponent plays E-Wiz once again, and it's gonna zap onto the mini hordes. Now skeletons to pull the bandit, and cannon cut to tank for the E-Wiz. Fire spirits just to cycle, and a lock onto the bandit probably. Now he's gonna play mini horde, and okay, no, he's gonna play miner. Now skeleton split at the back and just cycle, so he's not going on offense this time. Instead, he's gonna try to play this very patiently, and he's gonna pull the battle ram as well as the ghost with the mortar. Mini horde onto the Pekka once again. The opponent plays mini as well as zap onto the mini horde and a bandit to pressure opposite lane. Cannon kite split, and cannon kite so good on defense. Not gonna lie. Okay, E-Wiz in response to the mortar. Lock comes down for the E-Wiz, and the cannon kite actually shot the E-Wiz off. Fireball comes down so that the battle ram doesn't charge onto the tower, and miner to pull both of the ghosts. So yeah, there's only 30 seconds left, and FF still has the lead. He just has to make sure that the opponent doesn't get too much damage. And now he's gonna finish off the bandit with the cannon kite as well as the lock. Mortar will lock onto the tower, which is pretty good. Okay, not before the opponent zapped it. And now the miner's onto the tower, and he's back to another fireball. So yeah, there's only 7 seconds left, and that's pretty much gonna do it. Mortar tank for the battle ram. And yeah, very nice game against Pekka Bridge Band. Okay, on to our last game against Mizuhara, which if you guys remember a couple days ago, I have a video with Mizuhara who's playing Lock Bait and he reached 8k with it. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, feel free to do so. It's probably like 2 days ago. And okay, FF is gonna play a minor tank for the Ice Spirit, which is pretty interesting. And now Fire Spirit onto the Goblin Barrel, which is a little bit unfortunate for Mizuhara because FF does have the broken Fire Spirit. And now Mizuhara is gonna rocket onto the cannon card because FF gave him the value, so why not? And now skeletons to distract against the Valkyrie. And then FF is gonna mortar. Skeletons to distract, and now Tesla onto the mortar. And FF is gonna go in with a miner as well as the mini horde. So Mizuhara knew that he would do that, so he waited with the princess as well as the ice spirit, but the minions still got a lot of damage though. And now a barrel is played. Cannon cut to tank for the princess, mitigating the golden barrel damage as well. So bringing down the lead to 500 is Mizuhara, but yeah, he still has to work a lot for his meal. So both players are chilling right now, and Mizu is gonna cycle a lot, and skeleton cycle in front. Tower and mortar is set up, okay. And now Mizuhara just rocket onto the tower, because that's basically 4 free elixir for Mizuhara. Now FF is gonna pressure with the miner as well as the mini horde, which will finish off the Tesla and gets a couple swipes in. Now there's only 60 seconds left, which means it's double elixir time. Now Fire Spirit is played just to cycle, and the Valkyrie to tank for the cannon card. Rocket comes down for both the mortar as well as the cannon card. I think Mizuhara knew that he would try to do that, but the mortar still manages to get a shot. Now miner onto the Tesla, which is a very good prediction play. Valkyrie to to kite the minions. Now he's gonna mortar once again, and a barrel comes down. Okay, he's gonna play skeletons instead of the lock, and it only got a hit. Rocket comes down for both the cannon cart as well as the mortar. Minion into pressure once again, as well as the late miner. Okay. Miner is locking on to the tower, which will get a lot of damage. And a defensive mortar is set up once again by FF, because there's no need for him to go on offensive anymore probably, and the opponent tries to go with rocket barrel, which will get answered by the log, and FF is probably gonna do the same thing again, which is minion hot and then miner, and the miner will actually tank for the minions. And Mizuhara is forced to play a barrel, and now another cannon cut comes down, and the minions will take the tower. So yeah, a very nice game against Mizuhara, which is one of the best Lockwave players. So yeah, I want to thank FF for coming onto the channel. He shared some really awesome replays. I mean, he shared a lot. He shared like 8 replays, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure if every single one of them will get into the video, but yeah, I just want to thank FF for the awesome replays, and yeah, for the last time, this is the deck, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.